Hi, how's everyone doing today? This is Diamond King of Daughters of Virtue, VIRTU. I didn't put the E at the end because I wanted to be different from anybody else, and I want y'all to hurry up and be able to find me. I want you to be able to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Daughters of Virtue, Woman to Woman Talk Show Live with me, Diamond King. I was just thinking that, we're going to come on live. There's going to be times that I'm going to be with other people and we're going to be able to talk. I got to learn how to get suave because, I'm from the old school. I'm from the old school. But I just want to say that I was just dawned on me today how important it is concerning relationships. And, sometimes when us older folks talk to the younger ladies, they feel like we don't understand. We don't know how I feel to be in love. We don't know how I feel to be in love. We don't know how I feel to be in love. You know that song, Evelyn Champagne? Sometimes mama just don't understand. Oh, how I love that man. That was Evelyn Champagne King. And I think my sister Sandra, she reminded me how much I love that song. For I tell you, Evelyn Champagne King. Yes, yes, yes. So, I wrote a singles ladies book. And it's called So You Say You Want to Get Married. So many times we get in a relationship just for the fact of having a man. You understand? And sometimes women give men, not even boyfriends. You know what I'm saying? Give them husband privileges. You understand? Even having them move in the house, living with you or whatever. And sometimes you can be married to a man and things ain't working out. And sometimes you were hoping for the best and hoping they change and they don't. But you got to always remember, one thing. If he ain't pulling you up, he going to pull you down. That goes for a man, that goes for a friend, that goes for a relationship. They have to have something to offer to the picture. Something to offer the picture. You understand what I'm saying? Something to offer the picture. Even if it's nothing but wisdom. You know what I'm saying? They have to have something of value. And all the time, it not mostly always be money, but it's good to have money because money helps the world go round. But I just want to say, for the sake of having a man, it's not good because if he's not adding to your life, he's subtracting. And it goes both ways. We always feel like we want a man to take care of us. But guess what? We need to have that man back too. When he give us that money, we got to know how to hold on the money, how to take care of the bills, pay this, pay that. You know what I'm saying? That we got to know how to be responsible too. And I never forget, it was some kind of celebrity. They were talking about how this guy was getting ready to go to jail and he gave his woman $3 million and she turned around and made about $300 million off of it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Can you, he or she bless you with some money and you can flip it and make more money? You understand? By the time homeboy got out of prison, she gave him them $3 million back and still had his back. That's what I'm talking about. So I wrote this book, So You Say You Want to Get Married. So I'm gonna read a little bit concerning it. I'm gonna read like the title, the opening title with, and I thank God because even as I write books, it could be biblical scriptures or what have you. I even share some of my life experience with it as well. I never forget that I had a boyfriend, knowing good and well I was getting ready to get a settlement, y'all. And knowing good well this man didn't mean me no good because I could see the way he was looking when he heard me and his sister talking. But for the sake of a man, I said, you know what, everybody else got a man, let me get a man. Now we know good and well we was in the church and we know we were taught better. We ain't supposed to be living with no man or what have you. I let that joker move on in. Yes, I did. I let him move on in. Went up there to the pawn shop and bought this gold diamond ring. I bought the ring. He didn't have no money. I bought the ring and made it look like we was engaged because that was my excuse for making a move in. You know what I'm saying? And really, in actuality, he's supposed to have a place to put me in. And I was renting. You understand what I'm saying? So I did that because when we came back to church, I had a little ring on my finger. Well, it's on this one, the left side. I had a little ring on my finger and I ended up putting it in an offering plate. Yes, I did. I put it in an offering plate. Was hoping they'd cash it in and pay some bills for the church. My first lady had that on her finger. And that was back in the what? Back 2010, 9, somewhere around there. No, about 2006. But anyway, I had, I think it was 2002. But anyway, I had Went there, we act like we was engaged. I know he wasn't engaged, and I told homeboy he had to get him a job, and he got a little job at the Orange Grove, wasn't making that money and making it look like honey homeboy could cook too. Ooh, I just loved him cook. And all of a sudden one day I said, wait a minute, I woke up and realized I was spending all the money. I was spending all the money. He wasn't giving nothing. I was giving everything. He was taking his money, getting high, doing what it is he wanted to do, and I'm trying to live holy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I ended up having to put that joker out, put him out, and came home and happened to see him in my house, done broke in my house at the table smoking drugs. Well, I tell you, we've been through some things. A lot of people ain't gonna sit up there and tell some of the things they've been through because they've been holy forever. But then some have been holy forever and they never experienced nothing because they were protected. They married early. You know what I'm saying? Their husband protected them, but their husband ain't gonna tell you some of the things that they went through and they experienced neither. You understand what I'm saying? But the good part about it that when you love, you have each other's back. And you have that spirit of discernment, and God gonna let you know. I knew that joker didn't mean me no good, but for the sake of having a man, that was the worst thing I could ever do. Cause he ended up messing with a married woman who lived behind me, who I ended up. Let me leave that alone. I'm going too dark deep. Hey, y'all got to pay for that. Y'all got to pay for that. I'm gonna write my story one day, but y'all got to pay for that. But here, I'm gonna start my book off. It says, "From the desk of the author." That's me. It says, when you are young, it is easy to fall in love real fast with no clue of what are the reasons for being in love. It is short term, long term, or just dating, which means you are not serious, just looking for playmates who do not want to communicate, but just wanting to have fun. Playmates are just sexual, used for just to relieve the tension and the stress for that moment. But when it comes to true love, playmates never can be compared to wifey material. They gave their body away to anyone who wanted to lay and play. I must keep it real. In this book, it will give you reasons to explore your thoughts and expand your thinking of figuring out what do you want and why are the reasons you want it, along with giving you true advice with understanding. In this book, I share my opinions along with my experiences why love must be a binding contract to marriage. Why spend most of your life with someone without counting up the cost or knowing the real reason you are doing it? If you are in a binding contract, you are to make sure your wife and children, if any, are well taken care of. So if you pass away or want to break the binding contract, your first choice is well provided for, and you have no loose ends and are free to move on to your next assignment. Everyone deserves to be happy and respected. Once the love is gone, it can never be rekindled. This book is to give you options, make you think, and decide if marriage is what you really want. Many times we jump into things without thinking, letting our emotions take the driver's seat. Then if you're not careful, you are in a relationship that is not compatible to you, your mission, nor your best interest at heart. Many relationships are formed for all the wrong reasons. Yet once the damage is done, you both end up as damaged goods, not healing from the last relationship and bringing old baggage and trying to fit it into the new relationship. If you are not careful, you will repeat the same mistake. This book is not only for single ladies, but single men as well, because it expands your thoughts and hopefully keep you from making the same mistakes. Once you know the reason, then you become the answer. May this book be a guide to a better, happier, healthier you, and may the right love be with you until death do you part. And so this is my book, and that's why on this show, it's a safe place. We're going to keep it real. And there's some things that I'm thinking about even doing on Zoom later. But I'm just keeping it real, because I want y'all young ladies know we've been where you are. We've been where you are. We just trying to help you shorten the distance. Because with us, we doing it the long way around. Hard-headed. Didn't want to listen to our parents, not even God himself. You know what I'm saying? Having to find things out the hard way. So this is a Daughters of Virtue, singles ladies. You know what I'm saying? When I get married, I probably find somebody single to do this, or I end up moving it from single and married and putting it all together one. But this is a place for single ladies. And yes, I've been married before. And some of y'all have been married before, divorced, married, divorced. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you, I just wanted to come together to just share that little bit with you. And I may be sharing different parts and bits and pieces of the book. But that's why I just want y'all to know we've been there. Sometimes when we, as being saved, we so afraid to be real with people, to let people know, we've been there, we've done that in fear of them talking about us. So what? Long as we helping somebody else be free. Helping somebody else be free. Shorten the distance. Because a lot of times when you're young, I see my mom and dad, they fall in love. They didn't have nothing. All of a sudden one day mama went back to school. She went and became a teacher. Daddy went on the road. He ended up going in business with another man. They had a trucking company. You understand what I'm saying? I come from a line of hustlers, baby. And my brothers were truck drivers. Always hardworking. I ended up marrying somebody where I wasn't romantic at all. You understand what I'm saying? But this is a safe place. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to be really keeping yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to break on all aspects. I'm going to be so real. Y'all going to be like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Because you know what? It's time out for being used, abused, and mistreated. But sometimes we cause things on our own selves because what we allow to come in our space, what we allow to come in our life, what we allow to come in our circle. I said, Lord, if I knew back then in my 20s, what I know now in my 60s, baby, I've been a billionaire, about to be a trillionaire. And that's not too late. It's not too late. As long as God gave us air to breathe, breath in our body, we have a chance to continue to make a life for ourselves and build a legacy so we can be a blessing in the lives of others. You got to be careful on that too, because sometimes people are, the younger generation, all they want is that quick money. They don't realize about how important it is to have real estate and how to obsess some things, jewelry, gold, you know what I'm saying? Have things that are tangible, because if the money ever fall, you got to have something to fall back on. But if the money fall and you ain't got nothing but coping that money a little bit in the bank and you ain't got no property, you don't own nothing, guess what? If you rent, you can easily get put out. But if you have your own, you'll be able to do some things. So it's time to invest, to make our money grow, and to do what we got to do with us, because everything starts with us. It starts with us. You understand what I'm saying? If there's something in your life that you don't like, only you can change it. And I'm looking forward and you liking and subscribing and being a part of Daughters of Virtue, Woman to Woman Talk Show Live with Diamond King. Have a wonderful, magnificent evening or day, whichever time in the world you're in. Love you.